Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, political animals, gamers alike, the public as well. This is Dr. Games101. Welcome to my BitChute and YouTube simulcasting on both BitChute and YouTube, obviously. I'm not calling, but I am responding or trying to alleviate the problem via complaint comment publicly, like an open letter without the words, of course, the written down, to Microsoft, Xbox Service, Xbox Live Support, and to the 343 industry specifically about their services of Xbox Live, the video game of Halo Master Chief Collection, and of its glitches, of its mishaps, of its freezes and dark screens and things that matter. You guys, what have you been doing for the past 5 years with the Master Chief Collection? What is wrong with 343 Industries? You did so well with Halo 4. You were able to make the game, make it out to be one of the best-selling games of that year, 2012, I think it was. You must have outbeaten the Reckoning, Kingdom Amalur: The Reckoning, if it was released around 2012. So you were competing against the sales of that specific game or games in relation to that, and you fucked up on Master Chief Collection and beyond. The last game that Bungie, 343, Microsoft, all together, doesn't matter what, it's all equal blame here. The last time they did any good Halo games was Halo Reach. That was the last one, with Bungie specifically, obviously. But the game industry has changed from around 2013, 2014, where there was a second term of Barack Obama. We had the Libyan Civil War and all that stuff. We have all this stuff going on, in the height of the matter of these wars and aggressions and scandals going on with our government and things that matter. Aside from all that stuff, somehow, some way, the game industry, the game developers had a change of attitude, a change of heart, a change of mindset, a change of work morale, the culture within the community of the game developers that's kind of dripping, or I say leaking, or spowering, if you want to call it, if that's just a word, that is, into the gaming community as a whole of us gamers, whether we're 10 years old, 18 years old, 21 years old, 25 years old, 30 years old, or even 50 years old. So just some of the 30-year-olds and over, you guys understand where I come from as far as the services and the right and the consumer rights. We have a right to be heard, and a right to be informed, and a right to be served. Now, in today's world, things have changed. No segregation, supposedly speaking, right? No racial segregation. There's no racial discrimination. There's no any of that sort to begin with, right? But I have one of the best internet connections in this city. Not personally myself as a household, but like we as gamers who live in New York City, at least, who live with others, family, friends, neighbors, whatever, right? And we have these good connections. Files Quantum was the big thing back in 2013. Verizon made a good selection on that matter, and also balance out the upload and download speeds as of 2017, 2018, give or take. So that doubled the betterment, or at least supposedly speak, overall quality of the Xbox Live service, right? And why do you let Xbox Live be throttled of download speeds from the Xbox, from Xbox Live to Xbox of our Xboxes, or at least my Xbox altogether as my individual self as my account? And excuse me guys, it's hot out there. So what I'm trying to say is Microsoft, especially to Phil Spencer, Bill Gates, if he's still around as CEO, I doubt it. Even Major Nelson, who was a programmer, or perhaps the advertisement slash mascot of sorts with the Xbox brand or Xbox service. Not trying to say he's a mascot literally, but he's a good headsman, or a good face of the Xbox community, or the face of the Xbox Live and such. And you guys are messing up the services. We've complained in the past via phone, privately, to Microsoft Xbox support. You guys cut that service, but way before COVID-19, way before Uh, but way before all this, stay at home, don't go outside, have social distance and all that stuff, or and all that offline stuff. Like basically, you had to transfer your workers off from online to offline or physical to digital. And that's causing problems too. But you had that problem right before, months before the Ebola, or not Ebola, the COVID-19 coronavirus situation, and you still can't fix that. Why is that, ladies and gentlemen, on Microsoft 343? Bungie, maybe, Bungie is not the same way it used to be back 10 years ago. Now, most of their workers from Bungie were left, but here's the thing, though: half of your Bungie employees went to 343, and the other half stayed at Bungie for Destiny 1, perhaps Destiny 2. But after that, it's an empty shell of itself, Bungie. But to Microsoft specifically, to Xbox services, Xbox Live, Xbox support, you're really taking me off as a gamer. Now I understand I'm just some guy with starting a business or been having a business in gaming, reviewing, previewing, commenting, analyzing, even a commentator source of politics in the past. But as of for the last 5 years, I've been doing more for games, But now it's like, what are you doing? What is it that you're trying to do to us consumers who are over a certain age, who has money, who has the disposable income to some extent, but you're pushing it. But now this is the final nail in the coffin, or the crossing of the line. You literally increase the prices of Xbox Live wireless controllers of the same quality. They're black and the white. The original black and white controllers, wirelessly that is. Those were back a year, maybe 2 years ago, at least a year and a half. They were 50 bucks, 55 at most, because of taxes and fees and stuff, right? And Canada and Australia, they have their way outrageous prices back then too. But now we're catching up to Australia and Canada. Now you're asking the cheapest price for a controller is 75 bucks, brand new, on Amazon.com. Oh sure, I go to eBay for a used controller from a seller that may have, beat the living crap out with his strong hands and did whatever he's doing to that controller, throwing it, you name it, fuck. But you honestly think I'm going to just sit here and not do much, or not just take it in? Just keep taking all the bull crap? I mean, you forgot there's other competition out there. Sony, Nintendo, sometimes some individual, companies with Valve and Steam-powered.com, also known as Steam. I complained to them about their services with their customer support, because you're acting like Steam support services now, because you're only accepting emails, and here you're not even fucking accepting emails anymore. You get gamers like myself to be your representatives, to be the ambassadors or representatives of the company, and something of that. So we call them ambassadors to help other gamers out in the Xbox community and Xbox Live, and that's stupid. How can you be so cheap at your service? I am paying at least $60 for the last 3 to 4 years, and I've been spending at least $1,000, $1,500 all together on memberships, accessories, add-ons, DLCs, whether it's Halo 3 or Catherine in Game, or what's that called, Call of Duty, with the extra add-ons, the download terminal pack, whatever you want to call it, the free fall ghosts. All these games and add-ons and exclusive add-ons for the Xbox Live or Xbox 360 at the time, and you want to cut back on the quality and the consistency of your services. That tells me you don't give a damn about your consumers. We are consumers, us gamers, or at least some of us are. Now the ones who are like under a certain age, who don't buy this stuff, they get it from their parents, they're lucky. They don't have to go through this mess directly. They don't have to. They can't really complain directly, because they don't have the experience and also the forthright to, if you want to call it like that, to complain. They're still learning what's going on with Xbox. They accept the microtransactions. They accept the up the ass. I don't know how you want to call it like that, but up the ass of all these microtransactions and DLC at one point. DLC was okay, sufficient back in the late 2000s when with the Xbox 360, but now with Xbox One, you guys just you beat the living shit out of us with these microtransactions and these loot boxes and the loot slot system like that of Call of Duty, Infinite Warfare that I currently play every now and then for the last 2 or 3, 4 years, and I'm grinding. So far, I unlocked a few guns in that game, and I still have a long ways to go to unlock the other weapons for the epic packs or the epic stuff, and that takes money. Not money, but the cog points or cod points you want to call it like that. Yeah, so that takes a lot of money. You have to earn that through the keys and these round things. I forgot the name of that the currency / unit, but that's what. But I don't pay. I rarely pay any form of COD points for that. The only time I did that was with my money for my birthday from my family, and that's it. That was like 200 COD points. So that's about it, or $5 worth of COD points, something like that. That's it. So Microsoft 343, especially including them. Xbox support, you should improve on your servers. You should. I understand why I'm putting my face out here, because you probably recognize me right now. You probably know where I am. You probably have an idea of who I am, and probably spread the word to every employer not to hire me in any video gaming company ever again my entire life for the rest of my life. And that's fine. I'm not in it for it to be part of the crowd at Microsoft or at the Silicon Valley per se. I want my own thing. It would be nice to work with you. It would be nice to work for you at first, like what Steve Jobs did with his own company. But they kicked him out and they went back, and it was some weird long story of that matter. And I hope that's not gonna happen to me. All I'm doing is showing critique to the company, to Phil Spencer, to Major Nelson, to Microsoft, to Xbox support, Xbox Live, about fixing this matter at hand, about what their services. Sometimes, yes, with COVID-19, I understand, yeah, you're short staff maybe, or they try to do that social distancing, which that causes some form of delays or lack of manpower to maintain the servers and to maintain the security of the servers, so that we don't want to hack into them to mess up the connections and services like with Lizard Squad back in 2013, 2014, give or take, right? So, with this matter, we should come to some understanding that fix the damn thing, fix Xbox. Otherwise, I want to go to Sony and perhaps go back to Nintendo, get the Switch. Oh, sure, now they got their own monthly subscription, thanks to you, Microsoft. I understand it's my fault that I paid into the system or paid into the Microsoft transactions, not all of the transactions, but Microsoft subscription services, specifically and especially the subscription services. $50 minimum a year up until 2015, 2016, and then $60 since then every year. Sometimes you give me a discount, sometimes you give me Game Pass with add-on, and if I bought both the Game Pass and the $50 subscription gold membership, you probably ask like $200 plus tax and fees or whatever the case may be. I cannot imagine how it's in Australia and Canada. Just to be more, as an example, what they want to go through with this matter. Because the United States is turning into these countries of high taxes, free this, free couches, free food, free everything, and you expect that you're going to get the freeness, but you're still paying for it out of your taxes. I admit that I pay my fair share of taxes, and I'm going through stuff right now with my benefits and things that matter. I have to get a new actual job, so I'm going to school right now, attend a certain university, online university, and do something about it with that matter in a couple of years, hopefully, with this degree. And I hope that you will accept me into your affiliation of your circles, not your direct circle, but your affiliation. Like, you were willing to give me a temporary work, like it's a contract worker or something, be as a programmer or as a business person or advertisement of the company, depends on how well my skills I develop and education I gain in attributes from my online university. So, what to do, Microsoft? What to do, Major Nelson? What to do, Phil Spencer? I'm a consumer. I'm just a guy on the internet who's been at this for how many years, playing the video games like Halo, Call of Duty, Gears of War recently for the last, 2 or 3 years now. Gears of War 5 was not that good, and I still have a hard time playing that game every time because it's so painstakingly average. It's not like with the JD the Sun or Marcus Phoenix. Those are supposed to be the main characters, not Kate. Why is it that I'm seeing female characters being upped greatly than it was back in the 90s and 2000s? It's gotten a lot worse. Well, sure, we got Lara Croft Tomb Raider back in the 2000s with with Tomb Raider, the movie and Tomb Raider Cradle of Life. Those two movies with Angelina Jolie were very good. But then you bring in that new woman as of the mid 2000s, late 2010s. So, it's not the same. And also you mess it up on Halo, and you mess it up on companies in general, just messing up on these games just to make a profit. You don't conclude the series. You don't expand the series. You mess up on the series deliberately because you say in these articles, whether you're this company or that movie industry, whatever, you're saying that, oh, we don't have no backstory or no add-ons of these, or expansionists of the, if we're calling it, the expansions of the story from the Star Wars series, things, especially from episode 7 through 9. But that's from Disney as well. But Disney make their own video games as well with the Infinity thing, whatever it's called. But going back to Microsoft with you guys, Phil Spencer, Major Nelson, please fix the damn service. Please bring back the Snapping app if you can. Maybe not for this Xbox One, maybe for the Xbox Series X. That would be great. I don't know what else to say because I'm disappointed most of the time with Xbox. I did my best to tell the truth and tell what's going on, give specifics, and you have the nerve in the 343 industry slash Microsoft's Waypoint.com forum, or forums, so you want to call a series of different forums and topics and stuff. I'm still new to the forum thing to do because I wasn't on forums in the past until recently, for the last 5 years at least, constantly, that is. So all this stuff is going on. You should have, and you give me a stupid quote saying that, oh, it's out because of Halo 3, we messed up on it. How did you mess up Halo 3 where Halo 2 was supposed to be the main game supposed to come out as of last week or two, and then Halo 3 later this year? So that means either you copied and paste the Xbox One version of the Master Collection that had bugs and problems and mishaps and blackouts, whatever, and take that copy and just took it apart piece by piece from Halo 1 to Halo 4, Halo ODST, Halo Reach, and just kept the bugs in there. Didn't fix it whatsoever. But here's the thing, though. You had plenty of time prior to the original release of the Master Collection for the Xbox One. What happened? Did you need more time? Why not expand it? Bring it out there a year later, and you got plenty of time. Because I understand that it's painstakingly hard to bring all 4, 5, 6 games together at one time, or a series of times. It's a one compilation of a game like that, a Rare Replay. But Rare Replay did a good job with most of their work on that title, so I'm okay with them with that matter. But with you, Microsoft 343, at one point Bungie, which is kind of strange that Bungie didn't have this problem, but 343 specifically, and Microsoft, you guys just messing up shit. I don't know what to say. Major Nelson, Phil Spencer, I just say you guys are busy. You try to fix some things with the company because the previous head of Xbox messed it up somehow, some way. So you guys try to catch up. But this is getting to be ridiculous. I'm not saying that things are going to be perfect or has to be perfect, but 20 years ago, 25 years ago, when I was like a teenager, a preteen, when I was a child. I was able to play a game without no crashes, without no mishaps, without no problems. And the only time that happens is if you scratch the disc or you damage the cartridge chip inside. I don't know how you can do that. You gotta be beating the crap out of it. I don't know what these kids were doing back then, my peers back then. But fuck, this is ridiculous. Like, how can you just take all that credit, all that progress as a community of developers or a community of related to those developers to help market the game, and both you guys, and then 20 years later you just mess it up. The new generation or the next generation of developers just like, we're not going to do this stuff, we're not going to do that, so we're going to give all the content, half the content in microtransactions. We're going to reduce the steadiness of the Xbox Live, throttle the Xbox Live connections. I'll look for the description. I'll look for the article's description box down below if I can. I guarantee if I can find that, that will be great. The actual throttling of Xbox Live, because my family and I spend $180 a month on TV, phone, and internet, and we expect the internet to be just as good as watching TV at one point in our lives. TV used to be the biggest thing 30 years ago. Now, TV is discreditable, stupid, it's redundant, it's the sameness. That's why I bought the Xbox 360 and beyond. I see the wind blew towards Microsoft Xbox brand. But maybe I have to go back to Sony. Maybe I have to go back to Nintendo. And Nintendo's usually for the kids, but I'm starting to see that most adults are going back there for the nostalgia and stuff. So I might as well do the same thing myself, right? Spend my money, half of it maybe, to Nintendo. Fuck. But I want to thank you for watching my video to a big concern at these entities and people. Please thumbs up, subscribe, and share, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to voice your opinion, you can make a video of it as well, or send them email to Microsoft, which they don't accept emails, but they want a gamer for me to talk to that's like me, but not like an actual representative. And that's so cheap and underhanded right there. You're telling me I'm spending $60 plus a year, plus accessories, plus other fees and services that's supposed to be included in the Xbox Gold subscription, and then you're telling me that I'm supposed to take it up there. You know, that how dare you? Not personally to Phil Spencer and also personally, but to Microsoft and to Xbox themselves, the Xbox company or the subdivision of that company. Have a nice day, guys. Bye.